folks, thanks for tuning in. Well, this one's a bit of a different. Yeah, it's been a bit of a problem on my mate donkey here, my Voge 300 Rally. Listen to this. See if the microphone picks it up. Perfectly normal, that, isn't it? And what isn't normal is when you turn the ignition on and you get that sound, which is your fuel pump priming, and it just doesn't stop, it just carries on. Then you can start the engine and the bike was running just fine, and then you stop and turn the ignition off and the sound continued for at least 30 seconds, up to about a minute. And that was happening every time I ran the bike. I thought, I've got to look into this. So I looked into it and I thought the first thing could be if the fuel filter is full, it could cause that issue, the pump to keep running. Anyway, I just changed the fuel filter so it wasn't that. Then it could be the relay, sticking, that operates the fuel filter. I thought that's not right, because if the ignition's off, that the relay should go off anyway. So something was making it run for a while after with no power to the ignition. Well, this is not right. So I just started pulling it apart and checking out the wiring, and I pulled the fuse box off, and the video will show you exactly what I found, and it will show you what I did to rectify it. So it was a bit of a shock to find it. It's poor quality. I'd say the issues are there's not enough material around the plugs and the cables to protect them, and also the routing where these two cables were rubbing together. Anyway, what have I done about it? I've fixed it myself. I've emailed Voge, Lonsin actually, Lonsin directly, and I will see what I get back. I'm interested to see what support Lonsin provides for such a problem. So another 10mm bolt and another cable tie will take the fuse box away. Look what I've just found. This is the fuse box from under there. I've taken it out because I'm looking for an electrical fault I was getting. And look at this. Bare wires been chafing against something under there. Wow. So, got a bit of cleaning and taping to do by the look of it. This is quite a fiddly little operation. So what I've decided to do, I've cleaned everything with alcohol, which is just this alcohol for home use, nice fumes. So yeah, then I've wrapped insulation tape around each wire, not wrapped it round and round, just pushed it around, squeezed it together, then trimmed the sides off. So now each wire is insulated, but that's not the same way, near as much insulation as the original cable. So I've decided I'm going to do something else to support all this. So I've got some expanded foam and I've got some grooves in it, a little piece of that, and I'm going to tuck that in there between some of the wires. So on the back there's two wires, they're well separated, they should stay separated I think. And these three in the middle, they are in the grooves, so they should stay separated. Now we've got to try and get another piece in here to keep these away. So that's that done. They should be well separated, insulated, and retain their positions now. Finish off with a good load of insulation tape, several wraps around there, holding it all together and keeping it clean and dry, and stop it rubbing together. Now there is another possible solution, as you could use silicone and a silicone gun and squirt silicone all around the cables to insulate them and secure them there. It would be quicker, but then you'd have to wait for the silicone to dry. I didn't have a silicone gun with me. I had what I had available in the garage at the time, and that has worked. I'm giving the other cables a cover over as well with tape to protect them. Is there any wonder they're all chafed? I've just tried shoving this back in there, and there's nowhere for it to go. It's all has to be bent over on itself, and it's actually crushing into the wires on that other plug there, which is next to the EFI by the look of it. So it's possible those cables were chafing on the other cables there, and I'm hoping that those aren't also in the same boat. I need to get in there now and see if those cables are exposed and got bare wires. Can't quite see it from here. Looks possible though. So the other end of that plug is here. You have to take the fuel tank off to get at it. So I'm going to disconnect it. I'm going to hopefully pull the wires up to be able to check them out. Look, bare wires. It's been chafing through there. It's a good job I looked up there, isn't it? So I've given this plug a similar treatment, and just in case I put it all back together now and hope for the best. It's always hope for the best. What I've managed to do is reroute the cable, instead of going down the left-hand side of the socket here, the plug's got in underneath here, and the cable was hanging here, and all the wires were around here, so the cables were chafing each other from the fuse box and this. So I've managed, there's just enough room to pull it round over the top and go around this side, and now the cable's free. Hopefully I'll be able to get that fuse box in easier now. It's made quite a difference. A lot easier going in, but you can still see that's the end of the plug from the fuse box where the cables were bare, and this is where I've put all my insulation on. But you can see it's pushed down on it so much that it's pulling it away. It won't go anywhere. I mean, that's going to be fixed there now, and that's not going to go anywhere. But it can't chafe on anything now. Hopefully that should be okay. All insulated and separated and padded out. Better than original. Anyway guys, if you've got one of these, I recommend you take your fuse box out and just have a look at that wiring, because it's potentially pretty dangerous, I think. Wires chafing together, they look like they're started burning. It's right next to, under the fuel tank, and it's right next to the fuel injection, the fuel intake there. So I would do it. Please get your fuse box out and then pull the wires down and have a good look. And that'd be great to know that you're all okay. Your bikes are fine. I hope this is maybe just mine. I've got a feeling they're all made in the same factory, and maybe this is a worldwide problem. I don't know, but I'm just doing this to warn you just in case. Anyway, may you all live long and ride on. I'll just add before I go home to finish editing the video, because I'm just out test riding it now. Yeah, there'll be people out there who'll be waving the cheap Chinese crap banner. Well, you can do that all you like, but it won't stop me enjoying my little Voge, whatever. But I did have a Suzuki once, and I had terrible wiring problems on it, and it was from manufacturer as well. And so it's not just this; it might just be a one-off. You know, so whatever you think of saying, it's up to you. But your opinion's your own.